if you're a business owner, this is the video that you need to watch because I am ranking every single client acquisition method that there is, or the most popular ones, so that you can pick which ones that you do to grow your business. Because if you're a business owner, you'll realize without clients, you don't have a business. Without money, you don't have a business. So if you are looking to acquire clients, then how are you going to do it? You could do so many different things, and I am going to rank them for you. You guys seem to love this, so I'm all about it. Now, first we have mass volume cold email. Bring to front. Oh, okay. So cold email is going, in my opinion, in the goated tier. And let me tell you why. I cut my teeth on cold email. I have slightly gone off. Like I create content every day. I'm starting to run ads. But cold email is perfect if you're just getting started, and it's the backbone of B2B client acquisition. You can automate thousands of emails a day using things like Instantly, and using what I teach in the podcast method. And I teach this inside the private school. And we've just had... I don't want to jinx it, but we've just had a massive win inside of the private community. So I'm still running a deal for anybody that wants to join the Shipping Society. It's 50% off currently. Come and watch this video here in the About section. Of course, it's not working. So come and watch this video here, and you'll see that there is a massive sale on right now. And inside this community, our main goal is to ship a piece of meaningful work every day. And you will be shocked at how your business grows when you actually commit to doing the actions that you know you should be doing, but currently you're too lazy and no one's holding you accountable. And there's no structured way for you to go out and do it. And that's what's inside the classroom. So, I teach cold email inside here. If you want to learn that for $59 and get access to me, I just got off a 1-hour call removing all the bottlenecks from everybody in the group. If you want access to that, then I'll leave the first link in the description. Make sure you check that out. But cold email is the best for beginners because it does not require you to go out and spend thousands of dollars on ads. And if you don't know what your offer is yet, like if you're an agency owner, you're a consultant, and you don't know what your exact offer is word for word, cold email is so good because you can test the market, and and the market will tell you if they want it or not. And then you can develop the offer based on the feedback that you get. And it still works for every type of business that I've ever thought of. So it's scalable, it's cheap, it's measurable, it's automatable, and you can reach decision makers directly. Now, if you let me see if I can find an example of a bad cold email. So somebody has sent me this email. It's got straight to spam, and I can see why. Hey, I came across your YouTube channel. Love the content you're creating. Okay, I specialize in YouTube SEO. This is what to expect from the service. Your vidIQ's SEO is this, but I'm not optimizing for SEO. So, and I know this person doesn't watch my channel, so I'm not afraid of like calling him out because it's clearly generic garbage. Now, a really good cold email. And so this is just me being as transparent as possible, and I'm showing you the back end of my cold email engine here. That's got 17% reply rates. You can see that this got 14%, and so look how basic this is. This is hyper-personalized, right? So we use Clay to enrich all of this, and the agent goes to their site, goes to their LinkedIn page, and so this is saying, "Hey John, liked your LinkedIn post about," and then personalization, "and I thought you might be a good fit for the podcast we're producing, featuring leaders in the tech space. On the show, we will dive into your experiences growing. Insert company name. Next to being an interesting chat, it's also a great way to receive some publicity. Can I send you more details?" And this crushes. You see how different this is than the garbage that I got? So if you do cold email well, it is still the most reliable way to print meetings. And like you see, I get 17% reply rates. I bet this guy doesn't even get 1%. I even get up to 27%. Okay, so that's cold email. Next up, we have Instagram DM, like Instagram Reel DM giveaway. Now, where do you think I'm going to be putting this? Everything is bring to front. So I'm going to put this in C tier. So I have been I have had the kitty gloves on for the last ranking videos, but no more. Posting reels on Instagram is a great way to get attention, but it's a terrible way to add value. And so if you're a business owner, adding value on sites like Instagram is really important. But Instagram is about vibes and status and flashy things. It's not about value and education, in my opinion. So if you post reels that highlight pain points or solutions, and then you say stuff like comment the word, business, and then you have an auto DM that follows up with them like mini chat or something. Yeah, it's great, but it's Instagram is a great way to funnel all your other traffic sources to Instagram and then capture them. It's not really a great place to capture leads, to generate leads. So a hack is, if you can't monetize your TikTok or whatever, drive them to your Instagram, and it's a great way of doing that. So that's why I've put it here in C tier. It's harder to pinpoint the types of people that you are trying to reach. You rely on the algorithm to do all of it for you, and then it's set up in a way where people aren't expecting business content. They're expecting vibes, right? And so I know people that are super successful with Instagram. I've never found it to be crazy, outrageous, successful personally, but I am still posting content there almost every day. So follow me on Instagram at Jordan Rafaelov. All right. So this is good for people who are great in front of the camera. I'm not necessarily very great in front of the camera, although I must admit the camera does love me. But that's where we are with Instagram. So next up, we have the webinar funnel. This is one of my favorite. This is what I kind of cut my teeth on here. And so while I think it could be in the goated category, it could be in the A tier, I'm going to pop it in B tier. And the webinar funnel that I'm talking about is where you run a person to a 45 to 60 minute webinar, and you show them how to achieve one big result. And usually it's following something like Russell Brunson's one big thing and three smaller things that back up to one thing. The good things about it are they build trust, right? You capture them for a long time. If it's a live webinar, it's completely different dynamic. If it's a recorded one, it's a bit so-so. And I have made hundreds of thousands of dollars selling my own product on a webinar back in the day. I have not tested it out recently. However, saying that, I had a super engaged audience for a client, and I ran the webinar, but it was live, and we printed almost $400,000 from that one webinar. And we've done that multiple times. However, it was a SaaS product that we were launching, and a crazy deal. So there are lots of caveats here. But this is, again, good if you are good on camera, and have a proven scalable offer that provides insane value. So like think coaches, info product sellers, high ticket backends, stuff like that. But the problem is that the drop-off rates are brutal. And if you don't have a simple webinar funnel, like it's not, you remember Iman Gadzhi had a crazy webinar funnel, which was just all of his YouTube content pointed to one YouTube video, and that one YouTube video took you to a sales page. Most webinars are, they go traffic source to sign up page, and then once you sign up, you can only watch the webinar after 5 to 10 minutes. And so you trap them in this 5 to 10 minute window, and expecting a Zoomer or a Gen Xer or whatever to sit there for 5 minutes and wait for the webinar to start is outrageous. It's never going to happen. And then half the time the tech doesn't work correctly, and then you've got to send them all these automated emails to get them back, and it's a nightmare, especially if it's automated. If it's live, it's different. And obviously, Hormozi sold his $160 million sales through this webinar funnel, but it was through YouTube. And there was a whole bunch of stuff that he did which is so eloquent and amazing, and obviously it was live. And so I'm going to leave the webinar funnel there. Next up, we have cold calling. Everybody's favorite. And this is going to shock a lot of you, but I am going to drop you straight into E category. And I have done cold calling, and I hate it with a passion. But it is the OG of lead generation. Manually dialing numbers from lists and hoping people answer is a terrible way to scale to scale a business in 2025. Now, there are some good things. You get immediate feedback, you get direct human contact, but most people hate it. It has low pickup rates. It's exhausting, right? You kind of have to be a machine, and it's not scalable. It interrupts people, and it's saturated. So it works really well for local services or sales reps stuck in like 2010 Grant Cardone era, but nobody wants random calls to their phone. And who gets on the phone anyway? I haven't had a phone call from anybody in forever, it feels like. And look, just as I'm presenting this, I got another terrible cold email from some guy trying to sell me SEO services on YouTube. Guys, please do something different, all right? Watch my videos. That being said, I know somebody that's scaled from $0 to $80,000 a month just using cold calling, and they swear by it. Now, next up, we have one of my favorites, which is a paid ad to a VSL. And so, of course, it being one of my favorites, it has to go in the goated tier. And so let's say you record a 5 to 10 minute video sales letter, you have a clean landing page, and you run paid ads to it, and you just let the funnel do the work. It's the most beautiful thing that you've ever seen. And once it converts, you literally just buy eyeballs and send them to the page. It's like an on-demand lead generation system. So you've got instant traffic, scalable, and it runs 24/7 because of the ads and because the VSL does all the work for you. But it's expensive to test and maintain, and you need to be really good. You need to be a fantastic marketer to really nail it. So it's best if you have offers that are doing, let's say, $10,000 a month, and you're ready to invest in ads. Now, I am just about to start something like this, and I've put this off far too long, but I've done it for clients, and I've generated millions of dollars for them, and so I want to do it and document this whole journey and do it for myself here and run people to my landing page. I love making a good VSL. I think I make a banger VSL. I present really well on camera. I'm a fantastic copywriter. You're stuck relying on... And my editor is world-class. You wouldn't believe it because these videos that I put out are like, look how much more handsome I am in Ultra 4K versus webcam and through Loom. Anyway, so that's paid ads to a VSL. If you want to see the whole journey, make sure you subscribe, all right? Subscribe. Do it now. This is like the machine that never sleeps. I love it. All right, next up we have what you're watching currently, which is a YouTube video with a lead magnet. And while it is mind-blowing what has happened to my business in the last 64 days, I believe this is, I just closed a client who came from content. Tomorrow I'm going to close a client who came from content. Last week I closed 2 clients that came from content, 1 from cold outreach. All of this is in the space of 10 days. It's absolutely outrageous. And I put in the work for more than 2 months posting these videos every single day. And so anybody out there that's like, oh, I don't have a big enough audience, my videos only get a couple hundred views. Like, let me just show you the back end. So this got 400 views. This got 200 views, 600 views. This was an anomaly, got 2,300. This got 1,800. But you can see I'm not doing millions of views, but I still closed 4 deals in the last week, basically, from this channel, from 4,500 subscribers. It's outrageous. And so if you are planning on doing if you're planning on doing content, the trick is to not stop. And I have just discovered this. And so this is the thing that we teach inside the Shipping Society. It's you pick a form of outreach, a form of content, a form of warm outreach, a form of paid ads, whatever, and you commit to doing 100 days of action every single day. And that's what I've done. I'm trying to lead by example here. and it's paying me in. It's only now paying me on the like the back end of the 100 days. Like after day 60, it's starting to pay me, and so it's super powerful. However, it's incredibly time consuming, and you are still relying. And you can see, I didn't make it basically. Well, that's not true, but I didn't make the money that I'm making now until day 60 plus. So you have to be patient. And man, the amount of times I've sat down in front of this camera and I've been like, I don't want to make a video right now. Yesterday I made a video at 2 a.m. because I had to. I got on back-to-back calls or whatever I was doing. Or it was Friday, I think it was. Friday. I did 5 videos for a client, then I got on and made this video. And I didn't want to do it, but I did it because I'm holding myself accountable from inside the Shipping Society. And of course I have to be a leader and lead by example. And I'm not about to give up this close to my 100 days. And so it's really, really powerful to post YouTube videos, but because they're free to make, it's incredibly saturated. But if you post long-form content answering high search volume problems and you link a lead magnet or an opt-in like I've left down below, then it's a fantastic way of generating clients. Now, it's slow to start. It needs patience, but as long as you're patient and consistent, like if you just commit to doing 100 days of one piece of YouTube content every single day, I'm proof that you can make tens of thousands of dollars, and hundreds of thousands of dollars over the lifetime value of that customer. Okay. Next up, we have every SEO YouTuber's favorite thing to talk about is the Loom video audit. Now, this may upset some of you, but I'm going to put this in the C tier because I have had a whole bunch of people reach out to me recently with a Loom video. And I love a good Loom video. This is a Loom video. I think it's a fantastic software, and I communicate with clients through Looms. But I know that if I watch the Loom video, they get notified. And I know that there are softwares that automate the creation of that Loom video. And I know most people are lazy, and so most people will opt to do the lazy thing. And most of the time when I've received a Loom video, it's been some cookie cutter garbage, which they clearly haven't put the time in. So this goes hand in hand with cold outreach, but a really great way that used to work is you get a list together, and then you go to that person's site or that person's offer, and you create a Loom video, 5 minutes, talking about the things that you would change and add value. And then you send it to them through cold email, or you DM it to them or whatever, and you say, hey, look at this Loom video, I added value. And then usually they go, wow, so much value, can you actually implement it? And then you go, yeah, of course. But my experience has been pretty terrible with this. Not that I hammered it. The podcast works way better, but just not a big fan of it. It's great if you do B2B services, media buyers, CRO experts, but just not for me. Okay. Next up, we have Russell Brunson. It's probably not Russell Brunson. It's probably Dan Kennedy's, but the Dream 100. And I'm gonna whack this into the A tier because it's an incredibly powerful way of finding the types of people that you want to work with. So you make a list of 100 whale prospects that you want, and you build a free asset for each of them. Think like, and then you I have done it in the past where I send them gifts, I send them lumpy mail, or I send them a landing page design, or I send them a video edit, or I send them a piece of copy or an email. This was before ChatGPT. And so you DM it to them, you email them, you tag them, you repeat, and you might only get 10 replies, but one can really change change your life, your business's life. And so it's like a hyper-targeted, personal, great authority-building piece of content. And I've even had people create like a CRO redesign of my website, tag me on Twitter, and that works really well as well. And so I kind of put that in the Dream 100 free work. The guy clearly spent time breaking down my website and he redesigned everything, and then he made a post about it. And then he DM'd me. But it's extremely labor intensive, low volume, and it's a long sales cycle. So yes, you can like one yes can make your year, and it's best for beginners with not a lot of case studies, because the case study is the thing that you provide them, if that makes sense. Okay, next up we have referrals. Now we're going to just go straight and whack this in A. If you're not leveraging referrals, what are you doing? You're a terrible business owner. No, but referrals are a great way to reward happy clients. I get a bunch of referrals all the time. Sometimes I don't even ask for them. Shame on me, but they give them to me. I make sure to always compensate people by giving them cash if they refer, and if you deliver, this becomes a compounding inbound source. So it's fantastic for building. It's so easy to close referrals. Significantly easier than inbound leads. It's the most easy to close in the world. So agencies or coaches with a strong client retention, you need to be leveraging referrals. Go to your existing customers and say, hey, do you know anybody that we might be able to help? Create some kind of irresistible offer, and then make sure it's clear what the referrer needs to do to send you the referral, and make sure it's clear what they get. Next up, we have personalized cold DMs, which I am not the biggest fan of. However, I cut my teeth on this as well back in the day, and cold DMing people, it's difficult to stand out these days with all the message request folders and all the filters that all of these social platforms put in place. Sometimes you don't even get through those filters. It's a shame. But this works really well, like founder to founder or freelancer to creator. It's personal, it's warm when it's done right, but it's slow and it's hard to scale. The platforms always limit you. Like, I tell you what, I'm going to move it to C tier. You can only send 30 DMs on LinkedIn every day. You can only send 30 DMs on Instagram every day. But when you do get through, they work really well. I would suggest, instead of sending a cold DM, that you send a cold voice note. Okay? If it was a voice note, it would for sure be in the B, maybe even somewhere between A and B. But I'm putting it in C because DMs are nobody wants to read anymore. Everyone's way too lazy. Next up, we have a case study campaign. So what this looks like is, it goes first of all in B tier. You showcase one killer case study and drive traffic to an opt-in page. And it's an easy way to leverage social proof and create urgency. So it's one of the worst things about this is that it burns out really fast. So if you don't have tons of case studies, it's not good for you. But if you're an agency with strong client results, this could work really well for you. So it's kind of good in the short term, but bad long term, if that makes sense. So short and sweet. Swipe file giveaway is the next one here. And I tell you what, I'm going to put this in D tier. Now, all of the Yowzers on LinkedIn may disagree with me. Comment the word, and I've even done this a bunch on Twitter and LinkedIn. Comment the word, whatever, and we'll send you the swipe file. From my experience, I never even look at the swipe file, and then I just get bombarded with follow-up messages from like a mini chat bot, and it's like no value was exchanged. A real person didn't reach out to me. I didn't open the thing that was valuable. All that was created was a lead, but it was a really cold lead, and I felt sold to the whole time, and I knew that I was going to be sold to the whole time. So I would recommend you pick almost everything above this. It's kind of like the digital version of cold calling, except you ask them to opt in. It's like a weird, I don't know, it's never worked for me. Let me know in the comments below if it has worked for you. I'd be really interested to know. And then finally, Twitter content. So Twitter is starting to become a massive part of the zeitgeist of marketing. I think it's partially Elon Musk. It's partially all the other platforms being so unbelievably woke. But I have a friend who posts Twitter content every day, and it gets by far the most clicks for him. And so I have taken a page out of his book, and I've started posting Twitter content. It's great for like insights every day. They don't penalize you the more that you post. You're allowed to build authority through repetition and proof. Followers become inbound leads. The DMs inside of Twitter seem to flow a lot more freely than other platforms. However, a massive con is that if you're starting with 100 followers, it's so hard to grow. You got to like commit 6 to 12 months to hit any sort of momentum. It's incredibly oversaturated, and it's full of naughty, dirty content. And so sometimes it's no bueno for the dopamine in your brain, because it's, unless you're blocking that stuff out. And like, I've had to go through and actually put in muted words, because I start my day looking through Twitter sometimes, and I see people getting unalived. I'm like, what is this? Why is this existing on a social media platform? It's crazy. So yeah, it's good for B2B service providers, coaches with big personal brands. If you're just getting started, I think I would prefer to focus on YouTube, because there's long tail. There's compounding effect on YouTube. On Twitter, it feels less so. Like if you disappear for a couple months, you don't get views. If you disappear for a couple months, you still get views on YouTube. But that's my tier list. Take it or leave it. Everybody is going to have a problem with this. I'd love for you to give me some engagement down in the comments below and tell me how terrible this list is. But let me know what your main source of clients are. If you don't have a source of clients and you want me to set up an outbound engine for you, click the link below, fill out the form. I'll audit your business for you and then show you how it will fit into everything and deliver it within 72 hours. So if that sounds interesting, do that. Otherwise, watch this video next. Love you guys. Bye.